It's Friday. We're gonna talk about what's sold. Yeah, it's Friday. I hope you sold something too. Yes, I really, really do. It's Friday. Hello. It is Friday. So, I have gathered a selection of items that have sold from my eBay store this week that we can talk about. I saw that I have some new subscribers, so just to remind everyone, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you how much I paid for the item, how much it sold for, how much the net profit is after we back out those eBay fees, so that you know the actual number that's going into my pocket. And then also I will mention how long it took for that item to sell. This is going to help us all decide if these are things that should be going in our eBay stores, or if I'm ever going to buy them again. So let's get going here. Gosh, I hit the wrong button here. Hang with me. Let's see. Here we go. Okay, it's happening. Here we are. First item is these are Mikasa flatware. The pattern is called Hamilton. And I picked up this set. Gosh, I don't remember how many pieces it was, but it was a good amount. It was like service for 4 plus some extras in there. This one I paid $7.84 for. It sold for $62, and that gave me a profit of $44.80. And it just took 1 month for those to go out. All right, next up, this one, this was a hero find. He really liked this one. You might recall the video where we found all the crystal. Each piece of crystal that we bought was only 96 cents. And I sold this bowl for $35. It was a Villarian Bach. I don't remember if this one had a name. Hey, do you remember if this one had a name?
Yeah, it was Don't Put That On Your Head.
Yeah, I was going to put it on. So I could be like, what's her name? Sandy on...
The squirrel.
Sandy the squirrel.
On SpongeBob.
On SpongeBob. Come and say hi if you're gonna be in here. You might as well say hi. You can dip in real quick.
Dip in.
Hi. All right, enough shenanigans. Got the bowl for 96 cents. It sold for $35. That gave me $27.14, and that just took 2 months to sell. All right, next up is a pair of pants. These are Cool, is the brand. I got these for $6 at a yard sale. They sold for $27, and that gave me $17.59, and those took 5 months to go. All right, this one was kind of recent. This was that Castelli sweater. I bought it for $6.50, sold for $36, and that gave me $23.92, and that one just took 2 weeks to go. I think if I ever see Castelli again, all right, come in here and show them. Right now I'm having a slingshot pointed at me from across the room.
Look what we found.
Look what we got today. Slinging shot.
Let me go shoot something.
No, he's not going to shoot anything. We actually don't even have any ammo, but I suppose you could use like a rock or something. I don't know, but picked that up today in his estate sale. Anyway, I don't even know where he was. Castelli, I will definitely pick that up again if I find it. I'm not sure if I said, so I'll say it now. The profit was $23.92, and that just took 2 weeks to go. All right, now this one was weird. This is a vintage tweed English hunting vest. And the weird thing about it is that the pockets made a noise when you touched them. They crinkled. So in my listing, I did actually a video of me crinkling the pocket because I was like, I don't know why you'd want to crinkle if you're hunting, because don't you want to be quiet in that situation? I think so. But anyway, even with that disclosed, I picked this one up for $5. It sold for $35. I did have it discounted. Like these go for $75 to $90 with no crinkle. My profit on this crinkly one though was $24.35, and it just took 2 weeks to sell. And I hope that person is totally fine with the crinkle. Haven't heard anything yet, so let's all cross our fingers in solidarity on that. Okay, now these shoes here, it's a collab between Timberland and Smart Wool, which I've sold these a couple of times now, actually. So I grabbed these, of course. I did pay up a little bit, $10.50. They sold for $50. That gave me $31.69, and they took 2 months to go. Okay, this was fun. You might recall I bought a pile of vintage Polo Ralph Lauren hats that were very, very nice. Paid $9.05 for each hat. This one sold for $75.50, which is great for a hat. I mean, it's a hat. That gave me $55.53, and it did take 6 weeks to sell. So my second hat that I sold out of that bundle, so let's go. Let's sell those hats, please. Okay, I love this thing here. This is a very unsuspecting. It's about this big. And so what it is, it's a vintage, it's from the Corning company, and it's a seed helper. So in the bottom dish, it had some little bumps in there, and you would do this to do seed starters, start your plants growing in there. I knew this was going to be good, so I grabbed it for $5. It's actually been a while now, and I had some really low ball offers, but then all of a sudden someone swooped in and bought it full price, which I'm so grateful for. This was great. They bought it for $115. That gave me a profit of $93.22 to take 14 months to sell. But still, this is just, it's a cool thing, and they're hard to find. Sometimes you can only find either just the dome or just the bottom, but these are great. They're kind of like those, the propagation stations. Those sell really well for me too. So vintage plant starting situations are good when they're glass. All right, moving on. This. Okay, so I bought the whole table full of Hard Rock Cafe shirts at a yard sale. She gave me a little bit of a deal. I got them for $25 because she wanted $3 a piece. There were 9 of them. So of course that makes 27. And I said, hey, would you do 25? And she did. So that was very nice. They did sell for $100, and that gave me a profit of $60.12. And those took 4 months to go. It's a really nice collection. The guy had never even worn them. He just was collecting on his travels. So there you go. They're all from the 90s. So, all right, now here's some good flatware. The brand is Wallace, and the pattern is called Taos. And these were stainless steel. I got these for free, actually, from my parents. You might recall they gave me 2 sets. One was by Rogers and one was by Wallace. Now the Wallace has sold for $140, and that gave me $119.97 in my pocket. And those took 6 months to sell. Very nice. Thanks again, Mom and Dad, if you're watching. Those were nice. And it is kind of a hard to find pattern too, especially when a lot that big that I had for each of them. So keep your eye out for the Taos pattern. They're like little silver conchos on the handles. Okay, next up is, this is a cute little pair of doll glasses, vintage, round. So they're antique look, but they were vintage. I got these for $1. They sold for $12.50, and that gave me $9.97 in my pocket, and those took 6 months to go. I do actually still have a pair listed that are real antique gold round with they're very nice. So if you need some, let me know. Okay, now a fossil purse. I have trouble with fossil. I do. I got this purse for $1. Sold for $16, and that gave me $13.02 and took a whole year to sell. This was their World Traveler purse, so I guess it's just not as desirable. Obviously, their leather purses are going to do better than that, but this one it wasn't the greatest. So anyway, I have another fossil purse listed that I've had for a long time, like I think 2 years. So I don't know. Me and the fossil, not doing great. Okay, next up here, this is I'm sorry, I was getting a little alert there from my eBay. I have a counter offer on the table. That can wait. I'm talking to you right now. This little cup, this is the Jam and Jelly cup from the Figio Flint Lottie dishes that I picked up a while back. I got it for $1.81. This was actually the least expensive piece out of the whole group that I got. It sold for $13, so that gave me $8.40, and it took 3 months for that one to sell. But I mean, I'm just fine with that because I've made a ton of money on all those Figio Flint pieces. So, all right, now this is a Murano Vitrarte collab, if you will. It's paperweight, single flower inside, which in my research I learned that's kind of hard to find. Usually they have multiples, or they have a lot of the Millefiore pieces in there. So it's a single flower with some controlled bubbles. I did buy this for $1.92. It sold for $35, and that gave me $27.43, and it took 1 day for that to sell. That was a good one. It was small. That one even went internationally too. Okay, now this shirt here, this one, a friend was doing a closet clean out. It was her husband's. It's a vintage Western shirt by Carmen. It was pearl snap, actually, short sleeve. So I got it for free, sold for $15, and that gave me $12.15, and that one took 8 months to go. Ooh, this was a personal item. It's a purse out of my own collection. The brand is Maruka, and the style was called the Sparrow. Real pretty. This one, again, I can't say I paid anything for it because it came from my collection. So I sold it for $22, and that gave me $18.24, and that one took 3 weeks to sell. Which, it's a good idea if you're trying to start out. Grab something out of your house, list it, and sell it. That's the best way to learn how everything works. Just pick something simple that's easy to ship and get it done. All right, now the next one here, this is a soft surroundings. This is a silk and cotton blend layered tunic top. It's real pretty. I paid $2.46 for it. It sold for just $22, and that gave me $18.24, and that took 6 months to sell. I'm kind of chilling out on the soft surroundings unless it's something really spectacular. It used to sell for me quickly and for a lot of money, and it's just kind of dropped off a bit. Let me know in the comments if you're having that same situation, but that's how it's going here. Okay, now another pair of brass bale pulls. Real ornate, Victorian style on these. I got them for 50 cents. They were part of that big bundle of brass pulls that I got. They sold for $17.50. That gave me $14.12, and those took a year to sell. That doesn't hinder me a bit because, like I said, I bought a ton of them, and they just keep trickling out. It's great. Ooh, this one was just maybe last week, the week before, but it's the tiniest little seed, about that big, little seed pot. It was a Gemez, and it was signed. I don't recall the name. My apologies on that. This might have been one of the ones where I couldn't read the name on there. But it's a little seed pot, and it had rabbits on it. Just beautiful. It had a super nice feel to it. I got it for $1.75. It sold for $30, and that gave me $23.44, and it just took 2 days to sell. And all of its little counterparts, all the other little pots are listed and waiting for somebody. I love this one here. This was a Capiz shell star. Three-dimensional ornament kind of thing. We got it for $1, and that one sold for $25, so that gave me $19.84, and it took 3 weeks for that one to sell. Okay, here's a hero find. And this one, I think we paid too much for it. We paid $5. Actually, I have conflicting notes. Over here it says $3.50, and over here it says $5. So one of the two, but it's a pair of handmade shell owls. They were really cute, neat looking. But they sold for $20, and that gave us $11.50 in profit, and it took 2 years for those to sell. So they were kitschy and cute. They were well made. They made me smile. So I got that out of it in the 2 years, yes. But I don't think I'll pick those up again. Okay, and the last item we're going to talk about today is an Eileen Fisher silk tank. I know I've mentioned it before. I'll probably always pick these up if I can get them for $5 or less. This one I paid $3.86 for. Sold for $25, and that gave me $16.99, and that one took 8 months to sell. These they just sell. They're really well made. It's nice silk, and people wear them layering for office and things like that. So those are usually pretty good for me. So that's it. That is it. We are having a rainy, kind of sleety, gray, wonderful day. It's my favorite kind of day. So there's not really a ton of sourcing to do. I do have a sale to hit tomorrow that I'm excited about. But I hope you can get out this weekend and find some really cool stuff. Get it listed. Get it sold. Tell me in the comments what your favorite thing was from today's video. And gosh, I'll see you on Monday. I do have a sourcing video to share with you. And that's it. I'm going to let you go. I got stuff to do. Thanks for watching.